Just wait until, I was just saying to them, it comes February, I'm gonna need like
Okay, I'm like,
different
is this just
reminders
me?
in my phone.
I know I have a Mac.
I'll set like 3 alarms. I don't know why. It's just gonna take a minute to like get used to it.
I am sorry I missed the walkthrough because I didn't put it in my phone.
And then you don't.
And
Yeah.
I was putting my plant pots together.
It was pretty.
I'm so sorry.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
We gotta watch that. Actually, while we were out there, we're good. Hello, I would like to bring to order the December 18th, 2024 meeting of the Sandwich Conservation Commission. My name is James Andrea. Present tonight are
Kimberly Walsh.
Jonathan Klein. Jeremy Shea.
Bernice Waller.
Yes.
You're good. You guys actually don't have to do it. I'm sorry. Please note, this meeting is being recorded live and streaming on Sandwich Community Television. Live broadcast can be viewed by visiting sandwichcommunitytv.org on Government Live Stream, or you can view later on Government On Demand. You can also view on local Comcast Channel 9. I would like to remind everyone of our meeting format. For all hearings, the applicant will be allowed adequate time to present their project to the Commission. Upon completion of the presentation, the Commission will be allowed to question the applicant, ensue Commission discussion, and ask for staff comment and input. Upon completion of the staff's discussion, I will read, summarize for the record any public comment received by the staff prior to the meeting. I will announce public comment to the audience where any interested parties are to raise their hands. I will ask you to come up front. Please speak clearly into the microphone, stating your name, address, and affiliation for the record. 3 minutes will be allowed. All speakers are to address the Commission, not applicants or audience members. When your 3 minutes are up, I will ask you to take your seat. A reminder to all, public comment is not a Q&A forum. Upon completion of public comment, the chair will announce the closure of public comment. Upon closure of public comment, the applicant may add additional information to the commissioners. The commissioners will deliberate among the staff. Finally, I want to remind everyone that this commission is comprised of your neighbors volunteering our valuable time to help protect our town's natural resources to the best of our abilities. Our job is to uphold the provisions set forth by the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, as well as the Town of Sandwich Wetlands Bylaws, Chapter 7. We appreciate your understanding. We will start by opening new filings, DEP file number SE 66-203928 Saltmarsh LLC, care of Merrill Engineers and Land Surveyors, has filed a notice of intent for proposed demo and rebuild on pilings of a single-family home located at 28 Saltmarsh Road, map 77, parcel 23.
Good evening. For the record, Tim Santos from Merrill Engineers representing the applicant. Property is located at 28 Saltmarsh Road, currently developed with an existing single-family home, detached garage. Driveway is partially paved, partially gravel, deck and steps down to the beach. Resource areas on or within 100 feet of the property is the salt marsh to the south of the property. The entire property is located in a coastal dune, and there's a coastal beach to the north. So and we are proposing, this thing kind of, it's funky at times. We're proposing to demolish the existing house. It currently has a traditional concrete foundation fully in the ground. We're going to demolish it, propose a new house up on piles that will allow the sand to migrate underneath it, fully functioning dune. We have filed with your board. We have also filed with Natural Heritage. We have not received a letter back from Natural Heritage yet, so I'm assuming we'll need a continuance tonight. We do have a DEP file number. All the roof runoff will go to dry wells. There's no increase in flow, and we are proposing to tie back into the existing septic system. So if the board has any questions or concerns, I'd be more than happy to address them. Also, any disturbed areas will be replanted with American beach grass, similar to other projects that we've done.
I'd like to open up to staff comment.
So you addressed the lack of an GSP letter, so hopefully they get that to you and us before the next scheduled meeting. I know you talked about keeping the two-car garage Are you keeping the driveway paved as well?
The driveway was gonna remain as is.
Okay.
If that's something the board would like me to discuss with the applicant, I'd be more than happy to, seeing that we need continuance anyways.
Okay. And then I noticed, so when I did a site visit, there's a concrete path from the driveway slash garage to like the edge of the porch.
That'll be replaced with gravel. It'll be a gravel pathway.
Okay, rather than gravel, our conditions typically state 3/4 inch wash around stone. So that small change there, but, other than the driveway, everything else seemed to look fine to me. I think that's about it.
Thank you. I'd like to open it up to the board.
I have a quick thing. Same thing, 3/4 inch round stone. And any possibility of removing the paved driveway and putting in 3/4?
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, is it Jenna?
Jenna, yes.
Jenna.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jenna just mentioned that, and I will discuss that with the applicant, so I don't think that should be an issue.
Great. So and then I noticed under conservation notes, on one of the plans, if you could change the Conservation Commission to Sandwich and not Bourne, that'd be great.
Sorry about that.
Didn't catch that either.
Nice catch.
I think we might have more jurisdiction. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so for the skirts, I don't remember, Jenna, if you know off the top of your head the requirement for the skirts underneath.
Yep,
Are 50%? Is it 50%?
I believe it's 50%. I know there's a condition that
Yeah.
outlines that, and then the panels have to be, I want to say like 3/8 of an inch apart.
At
I
least a
believe.
3 inch.
At
Okay.
least, yeah.
So
If they wanted to put skirting. I'm not sure, is that on there?
Unfortunately, the architect couldn't be here tonight because she's in Maine at a funeral, but I believe
There is a skirt.
there is skirting. I believe
Yeah.
that detail is probably shown on the architectural plans.
it is. It's. I just didn't know if we had. It says spacing to be equal to the skirt board width, but I didn't know if we had a specify. You know, it could be. What if it's an? You know what I'm saying? Like we want to specify that. I think on the plans to make sure that there's enough lateral movement there. And then this is probably another good one for the architect, and I apologize, but I appreciate the decrease, the decrease in the square footage of the property. But I was wondering if she could do some calculations for the footprint, the actual footprint of the property, because we're not so concerned about as far as conservation is concerned. We're more concerned about how you're bleeding out into the dune, because for obvious reasons. So if she could come up with some calculations.
So,
for that.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely give you, so that would probably be a calculation of the actual house and deck versus the piles, because the new house is gonna be on piles, which would allow the lateral movement, where the current house is like a full foundation and there is no lateral movement of the sand.
Correct.
I just wanna make sure I get you what you're looking for.
That's
why
right.
I'm asking.
I think you're increasing the deck size.
Yeah, I mean, the deck and the house size is a definite increase. It's shown on the lot coverage.
Right.
But the actual amount of square footage that would, what I'll just say, prevent lateral movement of the sand is dramatically decreased between the pile,
Right.
what the square footage the piles take up versus the actual
I
house.
totally get that. I totally understand that. I just was looking for that, for the bird's eye view.
I can supply those numbers, that's not a
Alright.
problem.
Great. That's all I had for now.
Okay. Any other notes on the
Yeah,
plan before?
how old is that septic system, Tim?
It's trenches, so I'm gonna assume it's a post 95. I can find out, I just don't know off the top of my head.
Because some of your pilings are gonna go in the leach?
No, so
Sorry?
it was designed so that the piles could be driven in between the trenches, so it would not affect the leaching at all.
In between, okay, and then in the event, when that fails in the future, they can go in and replace it in that place?
Correct.
Okay, then, the thing with the beach grass, I think you've got a lot of bayberry there, and it's holding in a lot of roots, and it's helping the bank a bit. I'm wondering if you could come back with like a 30% coverage of bayberry, maybe in the forward side of the bank to help replace some of what you're taking out there. And I wouldn't do it as like, I would still put your beach grass in, but then supplement with the bayberry so that you have that taking hold first and then have the bayberry. I think that would be maybe help that dune, because when you look at all of these older aerials, it's just going away.
I don't think that should be an issue at all.
It might help. I think that was the majority of my notes. There's no lighting being proposed, no exterior landscape lighting.
No.
Question, you had a gas fireplace, is there already gas going to the unit?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that is.
I don't think there's gas.
I don't think
in
there's
this
gas
area.
down there, so
No.
that might be, I'd have to talk with the architect on how they plan on feeding that.
But you're not proposing propane tank.
That's the first I've heard of it. If
It does say
they
gas
put it- yeah.
fireplace, so I was just wondering where they're getting the gas from.
Maybe it's an electric fireplace, but says gas, so I'll talk with the architect.
All right, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think, not to hit it again, but I think the driveway should just be all the way, especially since it's a partial thing. I think we're probably just going to require it the whole way, and it just makes the most sense.
I don't think there should be an issue with that at all. It's probably gonna get beat up from the construction, so,
Exactly.
it
So we
probably
might
makes
as
the
well
most sense.
just save you your time when you come back, yeah.
And those vehicles are going to go to the right of the garage? Is that right? So when you're doing
Yes.
the demo and...
Yes, so the construction access is to the right of the garage.
Gotcha.
Do you know where those trees are around that septic tank area? Are you proposing any removal? Will trees be removed in your
There-
access area?
There is no tree removal currently planned,
No.
so,
Okay.
I
Are
could.
they there? I think there's some. Are there some there?
There's some in the aerial that
Yeah.
we're seeing.
Yeah, I thought they were to the right of that construction, that access that was there,
Okay.
but I can make sure we get them located and.
That would be great. Put them on there.
That it for the board?
Yep.
All right, I'd like to open it up to public comment. All right, closing public comment. Does the 15th work for you? I think that's our next meeting,
Oh, yeah, that's.
January
totally fine.
15th, yeah.
I'm trying to file something Monday to get them up. That would work
Okay,
perfectly.
all right, well, someone can do a motion, we'll continue this to the 15th.
I'll make a motion to continue DEP file SE 66-203928 Salt Marsh LLC, care of Merrill Engineers and Land Surveyors, to the January 15th, 2025 meeting.
Second it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And I did hear something about a time. Is there a time change?
6 PM, I'm sorry, I should have made that. Yeah, 6 PM, that's the new
Put it on
time.
the email too when I send it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank
You
you.
too, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yes. 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 Yeah, no, that is postponed. That is to the 15th, 6 PM. All right, you too.
Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for asking. All right, I'd like to open up new filing, DEP file number SC 2024D-08, Michelle Michael McNally, care of Environmental Consulting and Restoration LLC. File the request for determination of applicability, proposed to remove and replace a deck and porch at 94 Town Neck Road, Sandwich, Mass., located at map 93, parcel 18.
Good evening, Commission. It's Cameron Larson with ECR, representing the applicant. Can keep this quick for you. It's 94 Town Neck Road, right across from Town Neck Beach parking area there. It's a small residential lot. It's entirely developed. There's an existing home, driveway, deck along the side, into the rear, porches at the front. We located a coastal dune and a bordering vegetated wetland off-site to the north. That BVW is more than 100 feet from the site. The coastal dunes buffer zone extends just barely onto the northern portion of the property. And then the entire site is within land subject coastal storm flowage. For this project, the proposed work is only within the land subject coastal storm flowage. We are proposing to replace the existing porch at the front of the home and the deck along the side and the rear. So in this top picture, you can see these porches here at grade, and then obviously you have this deck here. So porches are going to be replaced within the same footprint. The deck within the same general footprint. There'll be a slight expansion to the north and even a slighter expansion to the east of that deck. But with that, I'd be happy to address any questions.
I'd like to open up for the staff for comments.
The only comment I had initially was I was concerned about what the extension and what the porch was going to be built on, if it was using the existing, what's there already, the existing sonotubes or pilings. I forgot who had emailed me from your company back, but they said it will be on sonotubes. So that, yeah, that was satisfied there. And then I have a recommendation, or I would just consider that a -2 determination to be appropriate if, you know, if that works with everybody. So,
I'd like to open up to the board. Any comments? Pretty good? Straightforward?
Yeah.
All right, we can do a motion for -2.
I will motion to make a -2 determination for DEP file number SC2024D-08, Michael McNally, care of Environmental Consulting and Restoration LLC at 94 Town Neck Road, Sandwich, Mass.
Second.
All in favor?
Excellent. Thank you very much,
Thank
Commissioner. Have a good night.
You too.
I'd like to open new file, DEP file number SE66-1929, AM1 Mashore and Anessa Mukadam, care of Heb Builders, filed an amendment to a valid order of conditions proposing to build a shed at 295 Phillips Road, Sandwich, Mass., located at map 95, parcel 3.
Good evening. Yeah, I'm here representing Mashore Mukadam at 295 Phillips Road. As you stated, an amendment to the existing order conditions to construct a 10 by 14 shed on the northwest side of the property, which would be the left elevation from the street. Proposing to construct it on pilings. They have 2 feet of clearance underneath it for the dunes and the sand to keep moving. The house is constructed on pilings, has approximately 8 to 10 feet under the house that's exposed, dunes, and that's a drive under vehicles. Owner's looking to have additional storage under the house that's protected from the elements. There's a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and that comes in through the underneath that house. It's an extension of the dunes, so he's looking to construct a shed.
All right, I'd like to open up to staff comments.
I did a site visit recently. I could see where you had the shed, our proposed shed staked out. My only note was that it would have to be the 24 inches above the dune, which you already addressed. It's within the scope of existing work. It's right by the house on the left side there, so I don't see any other issues as far as conservation goes with it, so.
I'd like to open it up to the board for deliberation.
What was your name again? Mark.
Heb, H-E-B-B, Heb Builders.
Right, okay. And they didn't anticipate this when they originally filed?
Sorry?
They didn't anticipate this when they originally filed, having to have a shed?
I guess not. He wanted to add it in.
And I noticed there was gravel, instead of quarter-inch.
There was a little bit of an inconsistency with what is discussed for the condition regarding gravel versus what was actually written.
Oh.
So that has since been addressed, and moving forward, it will now depict 3/4 inch round washed native stone and not just 3/4 inch washed stone. So there was a little bit of a inconsistency there that has since been addressed.
Oh, good, so they'll fix that?
But not, because that has already been issued, they issued under that condition. We can't really go backwards in that sense, but moving forward, anything new will now state the correct condition.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Is it possible to condition the shed that it can't store chemicals? No chemical storage in the shed?
Sure, I mean, we can't, it's a condition and a regulation that we can't use herbicides and
Yeah.
things like that in those areas. I mean, if they're storing them to use outside of the town of Sandwich, you know, I'm not sure what we could regulate as far as storing.
Inside, how would we watch it, right?
Yeah. Obviously, if they're storing anything that would then leak into the resource area, that would be a problem, but
Right. And then if a storm comes, like, and there's like stuff like that in there, then it's getting into the dune.
right, I mean, it would have to be, you know, contained to prevent like things like that. Same as I would assume a septic system or something, you would want that to be contained in the event of a storm. So, but I'm not sure if that's something we have a stake in.
I think if the shed's gonna be weather tight,
Yeah,
I would assume that it would be weather tight from
Yes.
the inside out, so.
Yes.
Well, it's in the National Heritage.
I believe, if I remember correctly from reading the permit, the shed is outside of NHESP habitat.
We did notify DEP as well as Natural Heritage.
Yeah, I'll have to look back on the link because any change, if you are in NHESP habitat, any changes to that permit would require a notification to them. To say, hey, you know, the plan changed, you know.
Natural Heritage.
Yeah, if you're within their
We
habitat,
have the receipt from them, from the mailings,
right?
so they were notified, and so was DEP.
Okay,
Do we have that on file, though?
I believe so. I believe we have, in that link that we sent, there should be an NHESP letter in that PDF.
Make sure that's important. And make
So
sure
does it need to be, do they need to be re-notified though because of the shed, because the application changed?
Well, he did.
That would
He said
be part of the-
You did re-notify,
Yeah.
okay.
He
And
did
then-
notify him for the shed.
We would issue, that would be part of the issuance. So if the amendment was approved and issued, that would then get also sent to NHESP if they're in that area. And I would send that.
Not occur within it.
It doesn't? Yeah, so it doesn't.
It's outside.
Yeah, I
It's
was gonna say, I
outside.
didn't think they were in that habitat.
Yep, so he's all set there.
This is,
I spoke to Amy Honig at
Shed.
where the
NHESP.
shed is, okay.
She stated that she didn't see it to be an issue because it was within the work limits of the original order condition. But we didn't receive anything back except the receipts from the certified mail.
Right, okay. Is the board good?
Yeah, I
They're in
think
that
that-
habitat, yeah.
I'd like to open up to public comment. I'd like to close public comment. All right, I think we can move forward with this. Is this a motion to approve, or is this a determination? Is it approval? Yeah.
Motion to approve DEP file number SE 66-1929. Amal Mashar and Anisha Mukadeen, care of Heb Builders at 295 Phillips Road, Sandwich, Massachusetts.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Thank you.
Thank you
You're all
very
set.
much.
Is that supposed to be no, or is it number one?
Read them right now.
What file are you here for?
I was here for the continued filing for the Torrey Road property.
Okay, that's getting continued.
It is,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
The next meeting.
To January 15th, 2025, 6 PM. We have a new
Sorry,
time
thanks
now.
for coming out.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Moving to continued filings, DEP file number SE 66-2035, Jean and Corrine Gillimet, care of AM Wilson Associates Incorporated, have filed a notice of intent to authorize and maintain creek access, site structures, landscaping, and vista pruning at 41 Torrey Road, Sandwich, Mass., located at map 63, parcel 31, This is going to be continued. Do you want to wait for them and then talk about like our site visit? Okay, all right. This is being continued, reading from A.M. Wilson Associates, Tuesday, December 17, 2024 at 8:22 a.m. to Conservation Agent Jenna Silva. Jenna, I am afraid I am going to have to ask for a continuance of the 41 Torrey Road project until the Commission's first meeting in January. So we can do a motion to continue to that.
I'll make a motion to continue DEP file number SC662035, Jean and Karen Carrier Guillemette, care of A.M. Wilson Associates, to the January 15, 2025 meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'd like to open DEP file number SC66-2038. Michael Potty has filed a notice of intent for proposed dune nourishment to include core envelope installation and maintenance, enclosing an existing deck, new construction of a second floor deck and walkway, roof, siding, and window replacement and driveway maintenance at 98 Saltmarsh Road, Sandwich, Mass., located at map 85, parcel 10. We have a continuance for that from Michael Potty, dated Wednesday, December 18, 2024, 2:33 p.m. to Conservation Agent Jenna Silva. Hello, I have been unable to get final revised stamped plans for SC66-2038. I'm requesting that the hearing scheduled for tonight be continued to the next hearing date. Thank you, Michael Potty. We can do a motion to continue that.
Take a motion to continue DEP file number SC662038, Michael Potty, until the January 15, 2025 meeting.
Second. Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving to DEP file number SC66-2033, Peter Wild, care of Stantec Consulting Services, filed a notice of intent to relocate existing stockade fence, removal of trees, and removal of upland relocation of approximately 94 cubic yards of wood chips, subject to land court ruling on proposed easement relocation at 46 and 64 Roos Road, Sandwich, Mass., located at map 69, parcels 25 and 24. This is also being continued from Michelle Simone of Stantec Consulting Services, dated Wednesday, December 11, 2024, 7:34 p.m. to Conservation Agent Jenna Silva. Dear Jenna and members of the Conservation Commission, on behalf of Peter Weil of Idlewild, we respectfully request a continuation of the open notice of intent public hearing for the 4664 Roos Road, Mass. DEP file number SE66-2033 to the Conservation Commission's agenda for Wednesday, January 15, 2025. Please let us know if you have any questions. Michelle from Stantec. Do a continuation for that.
Motion to continue DEP file number SC66-2033, Peter Wild, care of Stantec Consulting Services, Inc., to the January 15, 2025 meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
DEP file number SE66-2030, Sarah Alyssa Siwak, care of BSC Group LLC, filed a notice of intent for reconstruction of a single-family dwelling, installation of an elevated septic tight tank, and construction of external elevated stairway at 2 Whitecap Path, Sandwich, Mass., located at map 94, parcel 101-1. This is also continued from David Hennig, dated Friday, December 13, 2024, 12:39 p.m. to the Conservation Agent Jenna Silver. Good afternoon. I am reaching out to request a continuance for DEP file number SC66-2030 on the agenda for 12/16/2024. The applicant informed me, that's it, I am unable to attend, as well as because of another time-sensitive matter. We can continue that.
I'll make a motion to continue DEP file number SC66-2030, Sarah Eliza Siwak, care of BSC Group LLC, to the January 15, 2025 meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving to extensions. Are we opening this? Okay. I'd like to open original file and DEP file number SC6-1928, Mary McKenna, care of Wet Tech Land Design Incorporated, filed a notice of intent for proposed addition to a single-family home and removal of invasive species at 230 Old County Road, Sandwich, Mass., located at map 31, parcel 52, 3-year extension requested by Mary McKenna. I'd like to open that up to staff comments.
Yep, I did a site visit. I spoke with the homeowner, who I believe is also the applicant. I think they're representing themselves. She stated due to some time constraints seasonally and financial issues that they just didn't have enough time and finances to finish the project, and requested a 3-year extension on their still valid order of conditions. So.
Perfect, okay. Public comments? No public comment. Okay.
I'm gonna recuse myself from this one because I know her, she's an architect, and I may help her with her landscape, so I'll step
You
out.
abstain, yeah. Motion for an extension?
All right, I'll make a motion to extend DEP file number SC66-1928, Mary McKenna, for a 3-year extension.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to open original file and DEP file number SC66-1796. Alfonso Gladys, care of Prime Engineering, has filed a notice of intent for dune replacement via core envelope installation, sand nourishment, and stair deck repair at 106 Salt Marsh Road, East Sandwich, Mass., located at map 85, parcel 6. 5-year extension requested from Susan McGrail Jason. Staff comments.
I, again, went to the site. I could see where the core is initially installed, kind of see where the erosion has been happening along the edge of the core. So I'm assuming with core maintenance, there's also sand nourishment that goes on in that. And after consulting with my director, he said typically a 5-year extension is what's requested of those rather than the usual 3, just to give them some more flexibility with sand nourishment and being in such a dynamic area. So.
I'd like to open up to the board.
That was my only question, about the 5-year as opposed to the 3.
Okay.
That's-
Any public comment? No public comment? All right, we can do a motion to extend.
I'll make the motion to extend DEP file number SC66-1797, right?
9-6.
1796, sorry. 106 Salt Marsh Road to the, for the 5-year period, 5-year extension, so that would be, what, 2030?
Yeah. Well,
2029, all right?
To be
all right.
exact, 2029.
All in favor? Aye. I'd like to open DEP file number SE66-1797, Susan McGrail, care of Prime Engineering, filed a notice of intent for dune replacement and core envelope installation, sand nourishment, and stair deck repair at 108 Salt Marsh Road, East Sandwich, Mass., located at map 85, parcel 5. 5-year extension requested from Susan McGrail Jason. I'd like to open up to staff comments.
very similar to her neighbor at 106. Site visit, core envelope installation looked very similar to what was at 106. That they had received initially a 5-year order of conditions, requested an extension for 3 years, not realizing they were still valid, and are now requesting a 5-year to get kind of back on that schedule, which is a still valid order of conditions. Nothing has expired yet, so that's why the 5 versus the 3 and the mishap there, which was kind of explained in her letter. So,
Public comment? No public comment? All right, we can do a motion to extend.
I'll make a motion to extend DEP file number SC66-1797, Susan McGrail, care of Prime Engineering, for 108 Salt Marsh Road to 2029.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Quick question, Jenna, how many times can you extend?
I'm not 100% sure on that, and I can look into it to see, for projects like that are a 5-year, how many 5 years do we want to give them before we have to revisit a potential notice of intent?
4 times, and all of a sudden it's a whole new board. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
So-
I think you can extend once, if I'm not mistaken, one extension, then you have to come back. If I'm not
Okay.
mistaken, don't quote me, but I think.
I can look into that for
Yeah.
sure and just make sure there isn't any
Right.
loose ends there.
Right.
Moving to certificates of compliance, is 89 North Shore Boulevard? How did that look?
That was fine. I took the original order of conditions plan, compared it to the as-built. They were pretty identical, did a site visit. The revegetation looks fantastic. So, no issues with that one.
I'd like to make a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for the original filing, DEP file, DEP SE 66-1765. Thomas Zandowski filed a notice of intent for proposed raise and rebuild of a single-family home at 89 North Shore Boulevard, Sandwich, Mass., located at map 71, parcel 64.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving to other business. Commission to review stop order restoration procedures.
Which part was that? Sorry.
Going over the process of your stop order, I just, first.
You want to do the other ones?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Go over the procedure.
Oh, okay. So this is just a precursor to these three? Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, the first issue was with Chadwell Ave. That was sorry, one sec here.
Fragmites.
Yeah, so there was an email correspondence between myself and an individual asking for permission to cut back invasive Phragmites at 0 and 4 Chadwell Ave. And after a discussion I had with Dave DeConto, the Natural Resources Director, it was decided that the Phragmites could be cut back. And I gave this permission without further clarification of the extent of cutting. So the extent of cutting that could be verbally permitted was along the edge of, the property, of what's encroaching on your lawn, and that was a failure to communicate, which resulted in all of the Phragmites getting cut. So I spoke with the abutters, I spoke with the individual responsible for the cutting, explained the area needs to be left to revegetate. Moving forward, explained the miscommunication to the concerned folks that called, and that has since settled down, but that is what the miscommunication resulted in, and now I know moving forward, we can cut what's encroaching, not the whole area. So that was just something that I felt needed to be brought up.
Okay.
And discussed with you guys. So,
Well, I mean, that's incredibly aggressive. It's gonna grow back just fine.
Yeah,
mean-
but
that was my understanding, but
Right.
still, it was a little bit of a shock
yeah,
for me.
yeah,
So,
giving them an
I
inch,
bet.
taking a mile, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And the folks responsible were, super compliant and,
Perfect.
understanding. So that's how that went down. And then the other two on that list there are violations that I've been working on. 311 Phillips Road was a violation that came to my attention just by chance. I drove by, saw work being done with no DEP number out front, confronted the folks responsible for the work, asked them to cease and desist, contacted the owner, explained the issue and why they can't replace a driveway on Phillips Road without a permit. So they'll be following up, I'll be following up with them with an after the fact notice of intent instruction. But the owner has confirmed receipt of their letter. So they do know what went wrong there. And if there's any other way you'd like me to handle those types of situations, I mean, I just try to have the work stop and explain why, and then how to rectify it and a paper trail along the way so people can figure out what's going on there.
Likely be, I don't know, if there's going to be a restoration order or what that's going to entail, but
The work that I stopped there was a driveway. They took it out and they were replacing it. They didn't damage any of the vegetation around it. It was within the pre-existing driveway. So, I mean, moving forward, if they wanted to expand it or something, obviously we would want them to mitigate with, whatever they're taking out, they got to put back. So I'm waiting on an after-the-fact notice of intent to come in from them.
How, speaking of the waiting on, because this reminded me that I think there was another property on Phillips Road, the firefighter who had constructed wall.
wall, yeah.
Concrete wall that come in, but we haven't seen anything from them. Like, how do we track those?
So that's what I've been working on, just with the staff changes that we've had, is finding out where things got left off and where am I picking them up, or are we starting fresh?
Yeah.
So I haven't come across that one yet.
Okay.
We do have different ways of tracking things with spreadsheets and letters and correspondence, so
Yeah.
I can certainly look into that and.
Yeah, I don't have my binder here, or I could probably find it as well. That's just one that I think about every now and then, so I'd like to figure that one out.
Definitely.
Was that Phillips Road?
I want to say it was.
And I'm trying to think of the date when we saw it, because I want to say it was like,
I could look up past agendas
I think it was August.
I've got a
Was it
violation
August?
list of Captain, it's current, so if you guys want it, I can.
In my
That would
memory,
be
it was
fantastic.
North Shore Boulevard. That,
It wasn't, was it North Shore
Working with
in
Boulevard?
my
lots of
memory,
ones that
that's
I
where it
think
was.
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
It's down
I
on
think
the
you're
right
right.
side.
I think you're right.
Yeah, near Craven's
Keeping
Landing.
this
Yeah.
updated
Yeah.
violation list, and we were actually we were separating the pieces of all the violations that whoever lived closest to those would take these 5, people, over here would take these 5.
I see.
It just kind of fell through the cracks, but I do have I still have the spreadsheet that we put together.
Yeah, any of that information would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
I think they think it's North Shore Boulevard.
I think you're right. I think it's North Shore Boulevard.
But moving to Torrey Road,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was a good one.
So I did send them a letter, a violation notice letter. Have not received confirmation of receival, so
Google that guy's name.
I did. Well, I Googled the address. Have not Googled the name.
Google the name.
Will do. I
Matches
sent
with the
them,
house, yeah.
I sent them the second letter today. So all certified return receipt, hard to ignore me. Next step would be a formal enforcement order if they continue to not respond to my letters. But I did, a thorough search of the property and any past permits, and nothing that would have allowed them to, no permits that say they can do the work that we saw over on our site visit on their neighbor, so. Following up with them.
Kimberly, you weren't there, right?
No, I missed it.
You missed that one?
Yes.
So that was, we were looking at the neighbor one at 41
Yep.
Torrey Road.
Right, that's right.
The Meadow.
That's right.
And we'll talk about that when he's back. But this one, everyone looked to the left because it looked like a hotel.
Right.
How massive the house is, and it just, for what he was proposing at 41, made sense. And then we just looked to the left, and it's like maybe 3, it's like being mowed, like very, very low, and it's all like, and
Well,
then
within
also
riverfront,
yeah,
buffer
you can
zones,
definitely see
yeah.
the leaching of pesticides because it's coming through the fence. Yeah, so like the grass is nice and green, and then it's coming, rain just washing it through the fence. So, yeah, probably probably like 100 feet.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Give
yeah,
or-
I
give or
measured
take.
with the GIS mapping to see like what resource areas and how far
Right.
and whatnot, and it's, yeah.
We can look.
Yep, yeah, it looks like we thought it was a hotel or like a, clubhouse for like a HOA or something, but it was a residence, so.
that.
Yeah, when you Google it. All right, so I don't want to say anything. So okay,
One last thing.
yeah,
Someone emailed in about maybe becoming a Concom member.
yeah.
So I don't know if you want to read that. I don't know if everyone.
Was she,
He.
Tyler, sorry, was
So
supposed to.
before I ask him to come in, if you want to just read that.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I read it. I read the,
Okay.
yep. He sounds
Yeah, I saw.
fantastic.
Yeah, and then it was on. I thought he was actually going to be here tonight.
I did too.
No, I didn't know what you guys wanted to do, so I was going to wait till you
So Maverick, just what,
about it.
Yeah, Kim, you talk because in the
Yeah,
past
just
you've come
in the
through.
past-
I've only been through once.
what's happened, like if someone wants to be on the commission, we let them come in, they sit through usually the whole meeting. This is after they've submitted their interest, so you have them come to whatever meeting's next. So they sit there, then we kind of ask them questions, usually about their availability, that type of thing, but we never make a determination right then and there. So once that person leaves, then we decide, okay, do we want, we'll, give them, request that they come on the board, and it kind of works out best.
Okay. So you guys are interested in
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, because Cam's gone, right? I know he's still on the emails, but.
Alternate, yeah.
And Aaron couldn't get sworn in for this meeting.
Oh yeah, you
She'll
said
be
that. Yeah.
sworn in for the next one.
Next one, okay.
So we'll be pretty good then, because
So
we're at
Elizabeth's
we'll be
gone?
full.
No, you'll be at 6.
Is Elizabeth gone, or is she an alternate? She's gone.
So you have
Belinda's-
Linda as an alternate and Cam as an alternate.
Oh, we'll be at 6, and then this prospective one might put us at 7.
Yep.
And then that means we have full members, and then we can, 2 more alternates?
One more.
1 more, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
The,
Yeah, he sounds great. He sounds great. Sorry.
the wall is 9 Captain Crocker Road.
Thank you for that.
How did you find
Nine.
Chris McGee? He was like a Boston firefighter, and remember he came down. They put it up. This was after
Someone drove in?
Yeah, someone. Yeah, they were. It was already done. The only way Josh saw it is they were fixing some stuff because someone drove over it, and that's how he got
Wow.
caught.
So yeah, we'll follow up with that and see where that got
Yeah.
left off with.
What did we want from? We'd have to go back in the notes and check the.
I think he was just supposed to file a notice to put something in front of us so that we could get into
You
it.
had to do it after the
Oh,
fact.
those are
for
actually
sure.
the minutes.
Yeah, those are minutes.
It sounds like you're doing the same research I would be looking into.
Reference it real quick.
This was 626.
Of this year.
This year. Yeah, things are falling to the.
Yeah, there should be.
All right. Approval of the minutes for 12/4. Those are good.
Okay, thank you.
You guys good? Board's good. We can make a motion to approve those.
Motion to approve the minutes as written for 12/4/2024.
Second.
All in favor? Good. Is that all good? All right, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the December 18, 2024 Sandwich Conservation Commission at 7:16 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
We couldn't second that fast enough.
That's going there. This goes. These are yours.
Meeting, nice and efficient. I love it.
got scheduled.
Yeah. I know we're almost a month away from our next meeting now, which is weird.
Gotta go have a holiday.
Yeah.
We just deferred everything to the.
I know. Next meeting's gonna be
That's gonna be a big meeting.
gauntlet.
It was like 2 came up, and then he's like working all these like. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Oh, that's these. That's what I saw.